Today I'm going to be talking to y'all a little bit about disciplining your future children. Most of y'all are not parents at this time in your lives, and that's okay. But later on down the road, most of us will experience that parenting is probably one of the hardest things that we will ever do. And it's important, not just to us, but to our children in the future, that we give them the opportunities and the necessary disciplinary actions that they need to succeed in life. You know, how many of you were spanked when you were younger? Great. A good majority of you will be able to relate to this topic on a very personal level. In a blog written by Dr. James Dobson, I found a quotation that really stood out to me. He said that pain is a marvelous purifier. A little bit of pain goes a long way with a young child. This really stood out to me personally because I have experienced this. I've experienced that pain with as a negative consequence. Not very many people get to say that. And parents or future parents, I hope that you'll start thinking about the importance of correct disciplinary actions. So let's discuss what undisciplined children can lead to. Parents that don't believe in disciplining their child or believe that their child is never wrong usually raise children to be spoiled or entitled, who believe that everybody around them owes them something, as if they are better than them, which is fine. If that's what you want for your child, go right ahead. It's not my place nor anyone else's place to dictate how you raise your child in the future. But if you want your child to be successful in the world that we live in today, it is important. It's not just important, it's necessary that you make them understand that being disciplined and respect is not something that's just given to you, but it's earned. Children are more entitled and more spoiled than thought possible. This is due to parents who are constantly giving and giving and giving to their children, even whenever their children do nothing to earn it. There's no hard work involved. There's no, I have to do this in order to gain that. There's no goals that are set. There's no achievements made. That's a terrible way to be. And children do not respect anything. Whenever they are raised this way, they look at something and they don't see it for what it truly is. They see it for what most people would call an ungratified idea. So how can I be the good guy in this? Most parents see that like, how can I be the good guy whenever it comes to spanking my child? And it's kind of tough. As a parent, I guarantee that every single one of y'all will love your children. You'd probably do anything for them. I mean, look at your parents. They would do anything for you. They would lay down their lives for you. But spanking children associates pain with bad behavior. Whenever you spank your child for something that they do that is seriously wrong, you are giving them that knowledge, that idea of what is right and what is wrong. It also has a psychological impact when done correctly. There are two ways that it can go. There are parents that tend to take it too far. And I know that y'all hear about that all the time. You hear about domestic violence, parents that beat their kids because that's how they were raised. And that's why I'm trying to educate y'all on the correct ways to institute corporal punishment into a child's life. According to Molly Castleton, spanking erodes developmental growth in children and decreases a child's IQ, a recent Canadian study shows. That's very interesting. I find that funny considering the majority of Americans, especially older generations, and generations that have built this country to what it is, were obviously spanked and disciplined as a young child. There's not very many older people that will tell you that they were not spanked as a child when they did something wrong. Why does spanking matter? That's a good question. Without discipline, children will never learn to respect others. I know that I keep repeating myself on this, but repetition of this idea is so important to this speech because it's absolutely important to the success of your child in the future. Respect for others is the only way that you will excel in what you do in life. Having respect for those around you and having enough respect for yourself to behave in a proper manner, it's achieved only through great discipline and being raised in the correct way. Children tend to not obey rules or laws whenever they grow old, whenever they are undisciplined. Parents that don't stand by their word while they're disciplining their child tend to raise kids that refuse to do right because they feel that there's no consequence. And that leads to a very very tragic lifestyle. Children could develop habits of not listening and be unsuccessful. Most of y'all will see this every day as we move towards college, as we move towards more important aspects of our lives. And in conclusion, according to Dr. James Dobson, by disciplining your children correctly, you can help them be the best they can be. When used lovingly and properly, corporal punishment is beneficial to a child because it is in harmony with nature itself. What does that mean? That's a question that I can't answer. Most of y'all are going to have to figure that out for yourself as you move towards your future life, as you achieve your future goals, and as you realize how much hard work has to be put into anything that is worth it. So don't discipline your children to hurt them. Don't discipline your children trying to cause a severe amount of pain. Discipline your children knowing that that pain is going to help them later on in their lives.